Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Let me see. Let me have a sound check. Let me see if you guys hear me okay. Just type in your question box if you hear me well. Testing 1, 2, 3. All good. Screen is good also. Excellent. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to our introduction to MT4 MT5, week 1 of our June webinar. I welcome everybody here. We're going to take it nice and slow and do it as simple as possible. This first week, we're just going to install the application MT4 and just learn the basic outline of all the buttons that the application does, and I'll show you a couple of interesting tricks as well. So before we start, I'm just going to run you through the agenda for the week, which is for this particular webinar, which is going to take a look at the market watch window, the data window, navigator, charts, and trade blotter. I'll take a look at them all in deep detail. But before we do that, let me see if I can, if you guys can organize this. So everybody should have access to 8Cap's MT4 platform. Just downloading it. If you haven't downloaded yet or you haven't installed it yet, you can download it off their website on the executable. What I'm going to do is I've actually deleted all my versions, and let me see if I can bring this up to here. You guys should be able to see it, and I have now double clicked on the executable, and I'm going to literally install the MT4 first and foremost, so you guys can see what it looks like and what I do whenever I get a new install of the application. So let's just install the application. I'm going to hit next. It's going to take a little bit of time to install. It's going to take us probably to the, let's go say finish. It takes you to, it's off screen right now, but it takes you to the MT5, MetaTrader 5 website. We'll just ignore that. And now I'm just waiting for it. It's going to take a while. This is the thing, you need to be very, very patient. The first time you install the application, it takes quite a while to just load. So just be patient with it. It's going to load in a little bit. Okay, so it loaded off my other screen, so I'm going to bring it up to this screen. Man, I wish you could. You know what? Let me share a different screen. I'm going to share this screen with you right now, so you guys can actually see it. So bear with me, because I can't move the screen. So I'm going to let me see if I can share this screen with you, because I really want you to see the step by step. Okay, step by step. Okay, monitor 2. Let's make sure I see the audience view. Yes, okay, very good. So I downloaded a demo. I already have an account. I mean, I'd already downloaded this platform before, and I already have an account. If you haven't, never downloaded, you're going to obviously choose demo, and you're going to ask for an account, and it's going to create an account for you on the spot. But right now, I already have a demo, so I'm just going to say demo. Next. And I already have an existing account, and I'm going to, what is this? It's 1990795, and I already created a password. And my password, I'm going to give it to you because I'm going to show you how to change the password as well. My password is Boris 123. Obviously it's a demo account, so I don't care. Now I have to give it a second and see if it's got to connect. Just waiting to see the connection. $199,079.25. 1, 2, 3. I may have screwed up my password, in which case, no big deal. Invalid account. I may have screwed up my password. Okay, no biggie. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to create a new account. We're going to say open an account. Okay, I'm going to do a demo, ACAP demo. I'm going to say next. I'd say new demo account. And I'm going to do it in US dollars, just because it's easier for me. And I'm going to do 10,000. You can choose various functions. And I'll say I agree. I'll say next. Okay, and it's going to create a new account, 1990783, with this particular password. This one. Let me see, LIXO. Okay, I'm going to copy this password. Okay, and I'm going to say finish. Oh, well, I wonder why it's not. This is interesting. Oh, there it is. Wow, it's taking a second. Okay, so it's actually created a new account for me. It took a second, and created a $5,000 demo account for me. All right, and that is literally how you would get the software, create the demo for it, and let the account happen. Now I'm going to do the first order of business. I'm going to change my password, and hopefully this is going to work here. It should be no problem, but let's give it a shot. So the first thing I want to do is they give you this awkward password. Remember, I Control-C'd it, I copied it. Now I'm going to go into options, and the first tab that pops up is server, and it gives, here's the account, here's the password. It says change. Do you want to change it? So you have to type in your current password, which is the one that was this awkward password. And now I'm going to change it to new password, and let's call it Boris 555. It doesn't matter what, it can be only, it's about, so I think it needs to be 6 letters, Boris 555. And I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to say, okay. And now I think I'm going to have to log in again. So log into trade account. Boris 555. Okay, and now you get that little ping. That means the account is good. And most importantly, the moment you see money, the moment you see balance, you're logged in. So I've changed my password to a more understandable, reasonable password. I have a new account. And I'm going to do one other thing that I like to do when you first start out. You go into tools, you go into options, and you want to go into trade right over here to this trade setup. And what this does is it sets up default sizes that you want on your platform. One of the most important things that I think is that everybody makes a mistake on, and you're working now on a demo, but remember, when you're doing it on a real account, you're going to make this mistake. It's going to be very, very painful. Is MetaTrader 4 gives you a default size of last use, but its general default size, its original default size is a 1 full standard lot. Now, 1 full standard lot is 100,000 units. That's way too big for a $5,000 account. So what you want to do is you always want to change the default size to 1/10 of a lot, 0.1 lots, 10,000 units, which is more than enough for this type of an account. And that will assure you that you will, whenever you click on a button, it's not going to be at a standard lot size. And then the last thing you want to do is you want to enable one-click trading. And what that does is allows you to have quick entry. basically entry and exit without confirmation. So there's no confirmation on your entry, which is something important if you want to trade fast. So I've done that. I have a 0.1 account, and just to show you, you know, what that means is I'm going to, if I just simply change this 0.1, right? Actually, I'm curious. Hang on, let me see. I wonder if I click on this. No, it's gonna give me the full lot size. I think it's gonna give me the full lot size. Yes, I bought the full lot size. I'm gonna get rid of this. You have to change, even though you changed it in defaults, you still have to change it over here, 0.1. On the first time you try it. Sorry, forgive me. There's my trading alerts going off here. 0.1, 0.1. I'm going to change this, and then the next time we create a new chart, you'll see that it's always going to be 0.1. But you know the first time you have it, you want to make sure that the window where it was showing you the size is not going to be that size. So did I buy just or whatever? Oh, I must have hit a button by mistake. Okay, so the one-click trading basically allows you to do this, just boom, instantaneously, you know, into an account without you having to confirm the trade. It's very, very useful, especially if you're doing some quick trading. And then as we go further into our lessons, you'll see how valuable that is. Now, the next thing that I absolutely like to do, is I like to clean up the MetaTrader default installation, because it has a whole bunch of really, in my opinion, unnecessary. You certainly can keep it, but I find it all utterly unnecessary. Whole bunch of really useless stuff, including a whole bunch of templates, like Bollinger Band templates, momentum templates, popular templates, all sorts of templates that I really don't use. And so what I want to do, if you want to kind of create my own way of doing things, is I want to clean up everything. And the way I clean up everything, the way I access everything in MetaTrader 4, this is the single most important thing you're going to learn in this lesson, is you're going to go into File, Open Data folder. This will always, let me bring this up to you here, always take you to the root directory of MetaTrader 4, which is buried very, very deep within Windows, and will always put you in the right position to be able to manipulate whatever it is that you want to do. So in this particular case, I'm going to go into my templates folder and literally get rid of the whole folder. It doesn't matter, don't worry, you can delete everything. It's not going to hurt it. It's just going to regenerate. So I'm going to hit delete, and now I have no templates, okay? In addition to which, I'm going to go back into File, Open Data folder. I'm going to delete a couple of other things, which is the exports that they give you and the scripts. We're going to talk about those in our later lessons, but just understand that I'm just cleaning up the baggage, and this is what I like to do. I'm going to clean up this, and then I'm going to go back. You can just use the back button over here, get to the root Mt4 directory. Then I'm going to go into scripts, which is the other thing that I like to clean up. And now I've literally cleaned up everything. I don't have anything in any of my folders. It's like a nice clean install, and it all looks good. Okay. So before we proceed, let's now take a look at what we did. So we downloaded the demo. We changed the password. We enabled one-click trading. And we cleaned out all of the what I think is an unnecessary allocations or garbage that Mt4 gives you, but you may find it valuable. So it's certainly up to you to decide how you want to do this. And now we're just looking straight up into the Mt4 installation. And let's take a look and understand how this whole software is designed. Okay. Is there any questions so far? Let me just give you guys a second here to everybody's good? Okay, Feel free to type in questions in the question box as we go along. So the first order of business is you need to understand the four. There's actually five. I'm going to show you the fifth module. The fifth is hidden, and I'm going to show it to you. The five key modules of MT5. There's the Market Watch module that contains all of the symbols, Forex, CFDs, indices, whatever you want to include in them. And we're gonna work on this module in a minute. Then there's the chart module that displays the charts and gives you quotes. Then there's the navigator module, which contains in tree structure everything that you need to have in your MT4 account. So it starts like this. It's a tree structure. It has all your you may have multiple accounts. So it has your account folder. It has your indicators folder. We're going to go into that in more details in session 2. It has your expert advisors folder. We're going to discuss what that is in session 3. And it has your scripts folder. That's also going to be in session 3. So all of those are included in a nice little tree structure. And that is where you're going to be able to call on all the various algorithmic programs to help you trade MT4. And then on the bottom over here is something called the trade blotter. And basically it has your balance, any trade outstanding. If I were to open up a trade in Eurodollar right now, it will have an open trade in the Eurodollar and it'll keep a track of what price we came in at, what price is it now, if there's any commission, if there's swap, and where the profit is on the trade. It has exposure, what are you exposed of over here. It has your whole account history of all the trades. Remember, this is me funding it and making a couple of trades, so you can look at that. News, alerts, mailbox from MetaTrader, like they'll communicate with you, welcome notices. Go to MT5 Market. This is where you can buy MetaTraders. I don't know why it's not going. Oh, it's just, why it's not going? Because it's taking me to the web page. It's a very, very slow hold. Sorry. See, it has to load all these images, so it took a while. Signals, articles, code base, your experts folder, again, and your journal folder. These are things that you really won't need to know about because they're a little bit more advanced, but basically sort of all of the functionality on the trade side comes underneath over here. Now there's one other module that doesn't come preloaded, but that is standard in this particular, in all MetaTrader configurations, and it's called data window. And you can just simply go view data window, or you could hit Control D. So if I were to hit Control D like this, you would get a data window. And the data window will simply tell you whenever you hover around a particular candle, it will tell you the time of that candle, the open, the high, the low, any type of indicator that's attached to that candle. In this case, it's a 14-period moving average. And that's it. It gives you, in volume, it gives you a snapshot of that particular candle. So if you needed to focus on that particular idea, you will get the candle. Yes, all the lessons are going to be recorded, and we'll send you the recordings. That's correct, right? If you have MT5, it's very, very similar. We're going to talk about yes, we're going to talk about the difference between MT4 and MT5, but a little bit later, because this is a beginner course, and MT4 is foundational. 95 to 97% of functionality that I'm showing you in MT4 is the exact same functionality in MT5. There are a couple of cute little tricks that they added. MT5 is certainly also very much faster. It allows you to do exchange-based trading as well. But literally all of this stuff is completely transferable to MT5. There is no difference between MT5 and MT4 in understanding these modules. The market watch, the data window, the navigator, the charts, and the trade blotter are all functions of MT4 and MT5 as we go along. So let's start on Market Watch and focus on the functionalities of what Market Watch does, right? Well, actually, let's kill data window just for now, just for a little bit. I just want to make it a little wider so you guys can really see it. I got to make sure I grab the right. No, I'm grabbing the wrong. There we go. That's what I want to do. I want to just make it a little wider. Okay. So Market Watch. As you can see, obviously it's giving you quotes on all the key currencies, and you can add more currencies as you go along, right? So you could just have to give it a little space here. And if I were to, sorry, I just have to, I think it's, oh, I think it's, you know why? Because I understand why. When it has, one of the problems with this, with Market Watch is that when you have so many symbols, it won't let you get down to the bottom. In other words, the window has to be completely clear. So I'm actually going to delete some of these. Okay, see, I've deleted a few symbols to give myself space on the bottom to be able to actually add a new symbol. So if I wanted to add, see, is pound yen here? I don't think pound yen is here. So I could do pound GBP or pound Aussie for all sake. And here I've added pound Aussie, or I could add pound yen. It's just as simple as that. You just simply type it in, and it will, and it will add the unit here. So so what's interesting about Market Watch is that you can create all sorts of different symbol sets, and you can see all of the symbols that are available. So if you right-click Market Watch and you hit symbols, you get this little window, and it'll give you Forex symbols, which is what we're looking at right now, right? And let's come back here and give you CFD symbols. So I can add, let's say I want to add the German 30, and the way I would add the German 30 is I would click on this, and I would hit Show. Once I do that, this becomes golden. If it's golden, I can add it. If it's gray, that means that I haven't been able to add it. And I can add, let's say, NASDAQ 100, right? So I'm going to click on that. My favorite instrument. Let's say Show, and now I've added both of those inside the Market Watch window, right? I can go over here if I wanted to add a few other things. Sorry, let me just take this out. U.S. oil, U.S. 30 oil. So I want to do that, Show. And maybe metals, I want to add gold. So, okay. And now I've added gold. And you see, by the way, that they're also colored a little bit differently based upon the asset class. So the currencies have a background of like an aqua blue, indices are gray, commodities are this bright green, and metals are this purple. So it just gives you an easier way of basically differentiating asset classes, right? Now, once you are in this Market Watch window, right? And let's say I wanted, well, NASDAQ is my favorite. So let's click on the NASDAQ, and let's say I want a chart of NASDAQ. I want a chart of NASDAQ. So I'm right-clicking on it, and then I'm going to left-click on it, and it's going to pop up a window, and I'm going to say Chart Window. And now it pops up a window of NASDAQ. Okay, here's the NASDAQ 100. And the default here is like 1 hour. And if you click this little red triangle, you'll get, the bid-ask quotes. You get the bid-ask window as well as the size, right? If you hide it, it just hides itself, and it gives you the open, high, low up here in a very, very tiny little manner. So this is obviously always much better. You want to click it with a window and give yourself the visibility of how the whole thing is trading. Okay, so let's make sure that that's clear. To create any kind of a chart, let's say I want to do a Euro Kiwi chart. I'm going to select Euro Kiwi, and then I'm going to right click it, chart window, and I get the chart. And then if I want to click it like this, I will, I'll get the quotes. Okay, great. So that's Market Watch. And we can do symbol lookup, which is what we did when we went over here and we did symbol. We can do symbol quote. And then if we wanted to, we can also do symbol specifications. So let's say I wanted to, well, let's look at German 30. I'm going to select it, go right click, and I'm going to hit specification. And that will tell me how many digits on the spread. The spread is floating, it's not fixed. What's the maximum contract size? What is it? How much margin it requires? This requires 0.5%. So that's like a 200 to 1 margin. And all the other stuff that you need to know about it. And the trading hours, quotes, and then trading hours, of when it's trading. And I think this is off GMT, I guess, GMT time. So 3:15 in the morning till 2400, the DAX really trades. DAX trades really a long time. So this gives you all the information you need to know about any specific. How do you keep charts open? When you log off, charts disappear. When you log off, you close out the application. Or if you log off, if you're logging off the application, it can't connect to the quote server. So therefore, you can't get charts. You can only get charts if you're logged into the application. Okay. Okay. So that's Market Watch, right? Now, let's take a look at the, while we're in Market Watch, might as well, as I said, take a look at the data window again, just to kind of, here, Control D. Okay, here's the data window. Here's the data window for, let's just do NASDAQ. Oops. Here's a cool little trick. My first trick of the day. You have Euro Kiwi in this chart. You selected NASDAQ. How do I get my NASDAQ chart super fast? How do I get this to show NASDAQ? All I got to do is just drag it. Drag it, and you get NASDAQ. And it basically changed symbols, right? Super cool, right? And let's say I want to change this chart to a candlestick chart. We'll get to this in just 1 second. I'll show you. And I want to know, this is what? This is an hourly chart. Where is this? Yeah, this is a 1 hour chart. It's an hour chart, and it shows you the date, the time, the high and the low of this particular hourly candle, and everything else you need to know. So I have my data window right over here. Okay. Now before we get to the other key components, I want to go through this ribbon over here, because this ribbon is the key to a lot of the fast buttons that you need to understand. First and foremost, the single biggest mistake: symbol name cannot be changed. Somebody's asked me, can a symbol name be changed? The symbol name cannot be changed. The symbol name is given by the broker, and some brokers have one name for another one, but it is broker defined. So German 30, it's the same thing. They just call it different names. This is most common in CFDs, where everybody has a little bit of a different name for for the symbol, but it doesn't matter. The prices are the same, and the instrument is the same. It's just a different name, so it doesn't really matter. What I was going to say is this ribbon over here is super useful as a fast button ribbon, and there's lots and lots of buttons here. We'll go back to them all the time. I just want to focus on just a few of them that are relevant to us right now. What's relevant to us right now is these. This is the minute and hourly and weekly chart button. So if I were to simply click on this, this is going to give me a 1 minute chart, a 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, 30-minute chart, 1 hour, and so on and so forth, right? So this gives me a very quick way to change time frames, right? This chart will take me into the bar chart. This is a bar chart. This is a candlestick chart, and this is a line chart, right? So I can change those aspects of charts. If I were to unclick this, I can then move my chart around all over. If I click this, this is going to automatically take me to the front of the chart, and the chart is going to return back to the front, right? So if I want to go back in time, I have to click this green button over here and just scroll backwards on it, okay? And this will always take me to the end of the chart. So if I click this and I click this, I've locked myself down to the end of the chart. I can unclick this in terms of timing, okay? And then this clock is the same thing as this period button over here. Okay, it does the same thing. I can choose what time frame on these buttons or using this clock. Either one will work fine. How do I get the data window next to my chart window? I simply go View, Data Window. Right, it's going to disappear, and then if I go View, Data Window, it's going to automatically come in next to my chart. All right, or I can go Control D. Okay. So those are the buttons. These are buttons that can annotate your charts, and we'll get into that a lot later into the next lesson. But right now, I don't want to overwhelm everybody. I just want to get you very, very comfortable with the basic functionality of the software. So this is charts, and I think before I go on to the next subject matter, what I want to do is I want to show you the chart as you're looking at right now is a black background with a green little line on it looking like this. Now, what happens is a lot of people very often leave their charts exactly as MetaTrader gives it to them. And that's fine if you like it, but I find this unbelievably ugly and unbelievably unuseful. So what I want to do is I want to customize my chart, but what's better is I'm going to show you how I can customize it once, and that it will always, always, always apply to every chart that I make. So let me show you how I customize my charts. First and foremost, I'm going to right click on this black area here, the chart area. I'm going to go into properties, okay? And the first order of business that I want to do is I like a white background. So the way to get a white background is I choose black on white. That's my first choice, all right? So that's my first choice on black. Then what I want to do is I like to do candlesticks, and I'm going to choose candlesticks in just 1 second. But what I like to do is obviously my bull candlestick, I like it to be blue, and my bearish candlesticks, I want it to be red, of course. So this is red, right? And then I'll say okay. And then I'm going to change it from a line chart to a candlestick chart. And now you see how the candlesticks are nice and clean. But there's one final thing which I don't like, which is like this little graph paper behind. So there's 2 ways I can get rid of it. I can literally go Control G and get rid of it. And I just put Control G again, just so you can see that it is again. Or I can go to Properties, and I could say, I'm sorry. Where's the graph? Oh, is it in Common? Yeah. I go into Properties, Common, and I just simply say unclick Show Grid. Okay, just unclick this, and I'll say okay, and I get rid of it. So maybe you like this, maybe you don't, but I like this, and this is my way I like the charts to look. And so this is my clean template look. This is how I want my chart to look. Candlesticks, white background, blues for up, greens for down, and And if I wanted to keep it on the 1 hour chart, I would keep the 1 hour chart. But let's say, we're trading, we want to look at I always want to be looking at 5-minute charts, right? So I'm going to put it myself into a 5-minute chart, right? So how do I now save this so that anytime I look at a chart, it's going to look like this? Very, very simple. This is the template save button. I click it on the side here. It's going to, save template. I'm going to say save. And the word you want to use is the word default. It doesn't matter if you capitalize it or not. You just want to say default. And so if you save this as a default template, every chart, let's say I want to look at the pound chart. I'm going to say new chart window, right? Look, the pound chart looks exactly how I want it. 5-minute chart, by the way, the pound chart looks really strong, huh? The pound chart looks nice and strong, big white background, blue candles, red. So any chart from now on that I pick from the market watch window and I just simply say open chart window or just chart window, I'm going to get my default look, which is not bad, right? Which is pretty good. So this really makes it a lot easier to modify the chart any way you like. Now there are people who actually create like black, yellow backgrounds, or you could change. Everything is customizable here. If you wanted to just to give you an idea, if I go to properties, properties, and if I go to background, the background here is white, right? What if I want my background to be, I don't know, pink? I could say okay, and now I have a pink background, right? Which is probably very annoying to most of you. But the point is that you can do it any way you like. And if I save that as default, now watch this, save template, and I'm going to say default, and I'm going to say overwrite, yes, yes. And now if I choose $CAD chart window, now I have a pink $CAD. All right. So I will save you the aggravation, and I will go into properties, change it back to white. What's white? Say okay, and then save it as a default. And now I'm going to have, this is going to be my look and feel for the charts. Okay, let's see if we have any questions right here. Let's see, let me just go through what everybody's posting to make sure that I'm not. Okay, good. So we've taken a look at the market watch window. We've done the data window. We've changed the look and feel of how the default chart looks. Now we're gonna look at how navigator window looks and how we can do a couple of tricks. Okay, and then next week I will show you how to place trades, because I don't want to overwhelm everybody with too much information. We'll just let you guys process this for today. So as I said to you, the navigator window contains accounts, contains indicators, contains expert advisors, which are fully automated programs that can run your MT4 strategies, and contains scripts, which are just single-use type of programs. They can do very specific functions. We're going to get into all of those as our MT4 webinar proceeds, but for now, I'll just simply show you one quick thing, which is on the indicator side, right? I'm going to click on indicators. I'm going to choose the simplest indicator, let's say trend. I'm going to do moving average, and I can literally drag this on here, and it will give me various variables of the moving average. I can choose the period. Let's say we're going to choose a 200 period moving average, and I'll make it a simple. I can make it exponential, smooth, weighted, but I'll make it simple. And the line I'm going to use for the moving average will be black, and I can make it thick or thin or any other thing, but I'll just make it like this. And now I've put down a 200 period moving average line on dollar CAD. Now, if I wanted every one of my charts to have a 200 period moving dollar average, I could literally go back into templates, say save template like this, save default, say yes. And now, if I were to pull out NASDAQ 100, you'll see that it's going to come not only with the white and background and the blue and the red candlesticks, but also with a 200 period moving average, kind of like giving my default view any way you like, right? And then of course over here, this is the trade blotter. Oh, and actually we're long euro dollar here for some reason. I forgot about it. And by the way, we're going to get into how to trade, but I'm going to just show you a quick way of closing your trade. You can just click this X button, and it will just simply close the trade out for you as a trade. So a couple of things that that you can do here that are tricks of the trade. Suppose you are, so here I am in the euro dollar function, and this has like the old look and feel. So I'm just going to go into default. Now it's going to make me look like my new feel. But let's say I'm in here and I want to change my my currency symbol really fast. Let's say dollar yen. Well, all I have to do is just type in dollar yen in this in that corner, and instantaneously the currency symbol changes. So the key thing is, people always ask me, how do you do this? You have to get your cursor into the far corner until it pops up into like this little triangle, and see it says symbol on it, right? For example, if I wanted to change that now to Kiwi dollar, I would just go NZD USD, and in pops in Kiwi dollar. It's a quick, easy way to change symbols within a chart. So that's trick number one. And then trick number two is, let's say I want to navigate. This is a 4-hour chart. Well, let's make it a 5-minute chart. It's a 5-minute chart. Today is the 7th of June, right? And what if I wanted to navigate, I don't know, to the 1st of June? So I would double click this, and now instead of a symbol, I would type in the 01.06.2021, I believe, right? And now this takes me to the 1st of June. Now, those of you who are, for most of you, that's like a normal way of typing in the date. But for Americans, I know it took me a second always. I always get confused. Americans always go month, date, year. Everybody else in the world goes date, month, year. So you're always going date, month, year. So let's say you wanted to go to my birthday. That would be 27/05/2021, and it would take you to 27th of May. Okay. Now everything is recorded, so you guys can watch this on demand. I don't want to repeat stuff just for one person, but if there's something specific you want me to show you, I'm happy to do that. But the tips and tricks are very simple. You click inside the window over here, and you can either do date or symbol, and it will change the date or the symbol. The best and the easiest trick in the world, in my opinion, is the drag and drop trick. So I'm in Kiwi dollar right over here, and what if I want to see pound dollar? I just simply take the pound dollar, drag that on here, and now I have the pound dollar chart as my visible chart. Okay. So these are the 5 big modules of MT4. And MT5 contains the exact same modules. We'll go, I'll open up MT5 next week. It's hard for me to run both at the same time because I think it stresses out the computer too much when you're broadcasting. So I only like to use one or the other. But they're virtually the same. And those of you who have MT5, we'll start next week with a summary of these functions in MT5, and then we'll go on and I'll show you how to make trades every which way, and also how to configure charts and use indicators and create templates. That will be next week's lesson. But for now, this is this week's lesson. Let me know if you have any questions on everything that I've taught you so far. I'll give you guys a second to come up with any questions you like. All good? Everybody seems to have enjoyed it? Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, guys. We're going to take it, the best way to learn something is in small bites. That's why I'm not rushing you. Play around with this. See if you could get yourself a template you guys like. And you can even share them with me tomorrow or next week. We're going to reconvene again Monday morning, the 14th of June, same time, same station. And we're going to go on to the next set of functions in MetaTrader 5. Thanks very much, guys, for attending. And I'll see you guys next week. And in the meantime, I will be sending out 8cap is going to send out, no, I'll send it out. Actually, I have the list. I'll send out the video of this as soon as it's ready. Thanks very much, guys. Everybody have a great day. Take care.